Local 4 News starts now with a forewarned weather alert.
And viewer video captures a confirmed tornado in Macomb County, part of a line of strong storms leaving a path of destruction.
And this is what we're talking about right here. Live pictures from Fraser. That area saw high winds and very heavy rain. We're going to go out there for a live report in just a few moments.
Now, the big impact in Macomb County was also felt at DTW. Live pictures from the airport right now where a ground stop brought travel to a standstill at a pretty busy time.
And if there's any silver lining, though, here it is. This is a live look at DTE's outage map. Right now, there are only about 5,600 customers or so without power. But remember, this is only round one.
You know, right off the top here at 5, the Tigers just sent us an email saying the game at Comerica Park tonight against the Pirates, well, it's been postponed because of the weather. They'll now play a doubleheader tomorrow.
Yeah, the storm threat even has the Great Lakes Water Authority telling people to get valuables out of basements. We're going to start things off with forewarned meteorologist Kim Adams in the latest on when we can expect more storms. Kim.
Well, we're getting some storms right now. They're not severe, but we did just get a special weather statement for Monroe County, and that's because there's a storm just about to come up over the border into parts of southern Monroe County. I'm going to focus on that in just a moment, but right now we do have some active weather out to our west that we're keeping a really, really close eye on right now, especially right along I-96 and just to the west of Fowlerville. And then there's another little area here between Fowlerville and Howell, but it's right along I-96. And it's gotten pretty intense here just within the last few minutes. So I'm going to keep a close eye on it. But traveling in this area, I would try to avoid it for right now, just because if nothing else, there's some really heavy rain within that cell and the possibility of some high winds. Now we're going to kind of zoom back out again here, and we'll go south to parts of just over the border around Toledo, Maumee area. This is now headed into parts of Monroe County. So I'm going to put a little tracker on it here and see what we can find. These storms are going to be moving to the northeast, and it will be in Luna Pier at 5:20. LaSalle 5:22, maybe 5:35. Now, it is not severe, which means it hasn't quite reached the criteria, probably because the winds are just not quite strong enough at 60 miles per hour. It's probably just under that threshold, but regardless, it's close enough, and certainly something that we will be watching for you folks down in the southern part of our viewing area. But what we're really watching is the heart of this system, which is going to be back out to our west. Multiple severe thunderstorm warnings, multiple tornado warnings out to our west, and that is all headed into our area as a very strong area of low pressure. Okay, I just showed you that area that I was kind of keeping an eye on. Severe thunderstorm warning just issued within the last 5 seconds is now for Ingham County. That's for that cell right along I-96. So that goes until 5:45. So we're starting to get things get a little heated and active here, but the real severe weather, the strongest of this system, coming after about 7 o'clock tonight. So we'll be in the Weather Center tracking them for you. I'll have more in just a few minutes.
Okay, Kim, thank you. And we want you to stay ahead of these storms expected later tonight. Snap the QR code on your screen. It's going to take you to the page to download the Forewarned Weather app. It's totally free and will alert you to watches and warnings in your area. And you can also go to your app store. Just search WDIV.
Yeah, now it's time to get outside and get a look at the damage from that fast-moving line of storms that packed a real punch today.
And we know there's interest at one point this afternoon. 6 of the top stories on clickondetroit.com were about the weather. So let's get out to Victor Williams. He's live in Macomb County right now. Victor, that area got especially hit hard.
Yes, that's right, Kimberly. And really right now the sun's coming back out, but you can still see the line of damage that was caused by this storm that came through so quickly. This is one of the examples right here, this tree that was snapped in half. But that's not the big one. It's actually another one that's over here that we're going to show you. This one snapped right there on the bark. As you guys can see, the branch is almost in the street. But now we know that a lot of the folks here, they're going to have to start cleaning up. Now, of course, we know that this has been a confirmed tornado, but it has knocked the power out for a lot of people. So even down the street right here on the scene, you can still see DTE workers up there hoping to get people back in power as soon as possible. We did hear that a gentleman right here living at one of these homes has a bunch of significant damage in his backyard. So we're going to go back there. We're going to see what he's talking about. We're going to talk to him also about what this has been like. And of course, we'll have all of this later on tonight. In the meantime, we are live in Macomb County. Victor Williams, Local 4.
Okay, Victor, we'll talk to you again soon. Thank you. And if you have storm damage over the next 24 hours, we want to hear from you. So just snap this QR code. It's going to take you to our help desk. It's totally free. And you will it will put you in contact with us. We've also posted a link right on the homepage. Just go to clickondetroit.com. And we also want to mention you've been sending us video of storm damage on MyPics, and we do appreciate this. This came into us this afternoon from Clinton Township. And you can see the street totally flooded, even past the sidewalk there. To send us MyPics, you can sign up on clickondetroit.com.
Now to breaking news coming from Monroe County. In the past 30 minutes, the sheriff's office wrapping up a news conference in the wake of two separate murder-suicides in the past several days. First, in Bedford Township, the sheriff says a 17-year-old girl was shot and killed by a 33-year-old man. That shooter has now been identified as Ryan Leist, who served as a bowling coach at the high school the victim attended. And now, to yesterday's incident in Raisinville Township, west of Monroe. The sheriff confirms the victim in that case, or victims rather in that case, were two 16-year-olds. Detectives say the pair was dating and riding in the suspect's car, said he planned to take both of their lives. The sheriff going out of his way to say there is no connection between these two incidents.
I want to stress there is no nexus or connection between the victims or suspects in the Bedford Township incident or the incident in Raisinville Township. The families from both incidents, both the victims and suspects, are fully cooperating. We want to express our sincere condolences to the family, and thoughts and prayers are with them. We please ask the community to respect their privacy.
As of tonight, the Bedford Public Schools and Airport Community Schools have activated their crisis management teams to provide support for anyone who may have known those involved in these tragedies.
Our other top story tonight, residents living in a mobile home community in Oakland County say there have been issues with the water for months.
Yeah, take a look at this. It's happening at the Orion Lakes Mobile Home Park off of Brown Road in Orion Township. Our Noel Friel spent the day out there talking to folks. So, Noel, what's management saying about all of this right now?
Yeah, right now water has been restored to the park, but as you can see right here, these residents are still under a water boil advisory and likely will be for the next 48 hours until the quality of the water can be tested. This mobile home park was just recently purchased by new ownership, but before that, the tenants that I spoke to say they've been dealing with ongoing issues with water quality, and they say the water shutoffs are a frequent occurrence. Tenants at Orion Lakes Mobile Home Park woke up Tuesday morning to learn their water was out with no word from property management about when it could be turned back on.
I got text messages about they're aware of the water. I got text messages about that they're working with an outside company. I got text messages from all the new ownership.
Andrew Yater has been living at the park for nearly 8 years.
Just over and over and over again.
He says water quality has been a consistent problem.
Yeah. This was the first time I moved in and I was like, what the hell is wrong with the water? I took this up to the trailer park and they were like, yeah, that's what it's like here.
Since the park uses well water, whenever the park loses power, the water is shut off. Tenants say every time the well is depressurized, the property owners have to test the water quality and issue a boil advisory.
I mean, it's every time the water goes out. Sometimes it's twice a month, sometimes it's every other month. Sometimes it's less than that.
Property owners tell us they have to frequently flush out fire hydrants at the complex to help improve water quality. In the past, tenants say that's caused major disruptions to water service.
More often than not, there's issues with it afterwards, so boiling water or it'll be out for longer than expected.
A tenant who spoke to us anonymously said it's become part of her weekly routine to anticipate the water being out. She believes residents need more permanent solutions.
Kind of just became, I can't do my laundry on Tuesdays. Like, I know that I can't do these things on Tuesdays now because it's been happening so frequently for so long.
And the property was just bought by a company called Cambio Communities. An on-site manager told me earlier today that their office was working as quickly as possible with DTE to get the water back on, and said that they would be taking steps to make sure that the property's generator is working properly to avoid any more water shutoffs. Live, Noelle Friel, Local 4.
Okay, Noelle, thank you.
Take a look right now at live pictures of the White House in Washington, D.C. President Trump is said to be weighing his options when it comes to Iran today. Both Israel and Iran continue to exchange fire. But so far, the U.S. is still on the sidelines. NBC's Ryan Nobles is in Washington for us tonight.
As rockets rain down in Israel and Iran, President Trump weighing all his options to keep Iran from building a nuclear weapon. According to several current and former administration officials, that includes a possible U.S. military strike.
I may do it, I may not do it. I mean, nobody knows what I'm going to do.
Trump spoke with Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu yesterday.
So keep going.
The president saying he's running out of patience with Iran and called on the country to surrender. In a recorded message aired on Iranian TV, Iran's Ayatollah Khomeini scoffed at the idea and said that if the U.S. intervenes, that would cause irreparable damage. But the Trump administration has been in talks with Iran for weeks. Nothing came of them.
And I said, why didn't you negotiate with me before? All this death and destruction.
Trump allies backing the president.
If diplomacy fails, use force.
But the president may need diplomacy within his own party. On Capitol Hill, Republicans joining Democrats on a resolution to require the president to get congressional approval before any action.
We should have some say-so about it, especially if it involves possible World War III, in which it could.
He's fully within his authority to act in that manner, and that is what the commander-in-chief is supposed to do.
And while the president urges civilians to leave Tehran, U.S. officials are coordinating planes and ships to take Americans out of Israel.
Because this is something that's never happened before with all these ballistic missiles. Obviously, it was not safe to stay there. I had to just come back.
And back here on Capitol Hill, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth would not reveal the details of the administration's options, but said that once the president makes a decision, the military will be ready to act. Ryan Nobles, NBC News, Washington.